air had stopped moving. But Vanessa was used to this kind of weather. After all, she had just finished a 12-hour night shift at the hospital. If she could survive that, she could survive the sun. Her eyes were tired, and her body begged for rest, but she walked with confidence. Vanessa didn't come to the mall to shop. She only wanted to breathe cool air and clear her head. Maybe she'd buy water, maybe lip balm. She just needed a quiet moment. But Lagos has a way of surprising people when they least expect it. She was walking slowly down one of the aisles when she saw him. He stood by the perfume section, holding a bottle like it meant something important. He didn't look confused or rushed. He looked calm, like he had all the time in the world. The first thing she noticed was how still he was. Not stiff, just peaceful. He looked clean, neat, and sure of himself. His skin reminded her of wet sand after rain, smooth and warm. He wasn't showing off, but there was something about him that made you want to look again. He sprayed some of the perfume on a paper strip and brought it close to his nose. He smelled it slowly, like he was trying to remember something. Vanessa passed by him, then stopped. Something about him made her speak. "That one's too strong," she said. "Try the blue bottle next to it. It's softer, more charming." He turned to her, surprised, but not annoyed. His eyebrows went up, then a slow smile appeared on his lips. "You think so?" he asked. She shrugged. "I'm a nurse. I notice small things." He laughed quietly. "Do you always walk up to strangers and tell them what to do?" "Only when they look like they'll listen," she replied. They looked at each other for a moment. It wasn't awkward. It felt like the kind of silence that says more than words. He picked up the blue bottle she had suggested, sprayed a little on his wrist, and smelled it. He paused, then smiled. "You're right. This feels easier to breathe." Vanessa smiled to herself and turned to walk away. "You're welcome," she said without looking back. He watched her for a moment, then called out, "Wait." She stopped. They sparkled with curiosity. "What's your name?" he asked. "Vanessa," she replied. He took a small step forward. "I'm Kelvin. Can I buy you a cup of coffee?" She tilted her head and gave him a playful look. "Only if we sit by the window," she said. "I like watching people pretend to be who they're not." He laughed, a warm, deep laugh. "You seem like trouble." She smiled. "Only the kind that makes life more interesting." Vanessa told her younger sister Beauty the next morning. They were in the kitchen, Beauty on her phone scrolling, Vanessa frying plantain. "He's different," she said, flipping the plantain. Beauty looked up. "Like husband material different." Vanessa rolled her eyes. "I beg rest. It's not that deep." "But you've been smiling like a teenager since last night," Beauty teased. "That one no be ordinary vibe." Vanessa smiled again but didn't answer. She didn't want to admit it yet, not even to herself. Their first date came 3 days later. A cozy place on the island. Nothing fancy, just clean and quiet. The lighting was soft, jazz played in the background, and Kelvin wore a dark shirt that hugged his shoulders like a prayer answered. Vanessa did what she did best, talk. She told stories, teased the waiter, cracked jokes about her worst dates. Kelvin mostly listened, occasionally adding one-liners that made her laugh harder than expected. "You talk like someone who doesn't get ignored easily," he said mid-meal. Vanessa raised a brow. "Because I don't." They both laughed. He liked her energy. She liked his eyes. The next day, they went shopping. It wasn't planned. She had casually mentioned wanting to check out some clothes. Kelvin offered to tag along. At the store, Vanessa moved through racks like a stylist. She picked outfits, held them against her body, turned toward him and asked, "What do you think? Yes or no?" Every time, Kelvin just nodded. Yes. She picked a black two-piece that hugged her curves perfectly. Kelvin didn't blink. He walked to the cashier and paid for everything. Vanessa stared at him. "Are you serious?" He smiled. "I don't like wasting time on things I'm sure about." That night, they had their longest call yet. The moon was out. Lagos traffic could be heard in the distance. Kelvin said something that made the conversation take a different turn. "You ever think about marriage?" Vanessa froze. It was the first time he hinted at something deeper. She laughed nervously. "It's too early for that, don't you think? Let's not spoil the mood." He paused. Fair enough. But the way he said it was quiet. Too quiet. They changed the topic, but the silence between his words lingered. Back in her room, Vanessa stared at her phone screen long after the call ended. Beauty entered, holding a bottle of ice water. "You've been in your head all evening. What's going on?" Vanessa shrugged. "Nothing serious, just a conversation." Beauty sat beside her. "Just be careful. Some men love softly, but live loudly." Vanessa said nothing. Because deep down, something in her was already beginning to shift. Something changed after the shopping. Vanessa and Kelvin weren't just vibing anymore. They were drawing closer, like two lines slowly but inevitably intersecting. Vanessa began visiting him often, once a week turned to 3, then 4. She told Beauty she had been placed on permanent night shift at the hospital. "You know how short-staffed we are," she said while packing an overnight bag. "No time to breathe." Beauty frowned. "But you look well rested for someone working all night." Vanessa laughed it off. "Caffeine and genetics." She lied, smoothly. Kelvin's place became her escape. She'd bring cooked meals, tidy his apartment, wear his oversized t-shirts like they were hers. The connection grew quietly, steadily, like a plant no one watered. Kelvin was falling, but his mind was still working. On their 4th week together, while lying on the couch, Kelvin asked, "Do you see yourself ever settling down in Lagos? What kind of man would you trust with forever? How long do you want to focus on your career before marriage becomes a topic? Do you believe in having first?" Vanessa smiled at each question, but answered none fully. Until one evening she finally said, "I don't know all the answers, Kelvin. But maybe we can find them together." He smiled. That was enough for now. Then Vanessa brought up something new, a medical checkup. "I believe in being intentional with my health, and with whoever I'm close to." Kelvin was surprised, impressed even. "You mean like STI screening?" She nodded. "Exactly." He agreed. She insisted they go to a private lab, not her hospital. When Kelvin asked why, she responded without flinching. "Honestly, I don't even trust the labs at my workplace. Too many mix-ups." He believed her. Why wouldn't he? They took the test. 2 days later, they returned to the lab. Both negative. Relief. Laughter. Hugs. Another war broken between them. That night, while lying on his bed, Vanessa rolled over and whispered, "Let's go out tomorrow. Somewhere loud. I'm bored of this calm." Kelvin smiled. "You want to club?" "Yes. Just once. For the wildness." He agreed. The next night, they went clubbing. The lights danced. The music hit deep. Vanessa moved with rhythm and fire, and Kelvin, usually reserved, let loose for the first time. They laughed, danced, drank, even shared a long, slow kiss in a shadowed corner of the club. It felt like something was being sealed that night. Back in his apartment, Vanessa stepped out of the bathroom in one of his white shirts. No bra. No pretense. She walked to him slowly. Kissed him again. Her hand slid down his chest. Kelvin looked at her for a long moment, then gently pulled her into a hug. "Not tonight," he whispered. "I have early work tomorrow. Big numbers to finish." Vanessa blinked. Surprised. But she nodded. "Okay." She turned over and faced the wall. Silent. But her mind. Loud. That night, Kelvin fell asleep easily. Vanessa didn't. Because no matter how perfect things looked, there were still conversations she had left unfinished. The distance didn't start with noise. No fight. No bad words. Just a silence that grew because questions stayed unanswered for too long. Kelvin called answer. He sent text. They did, but she didn't reply. She had always been there for him until she wasn't. He sat alone in his apartment, scrolling through old chats, listening to her voice notes, looking at her pictures, wearing his t-shirt, laughing over noodles. Something felt missing. He tried calling again. Her phone was switched off. He dropped his phone slowly and whispered, "I just want to see her, even if it's only once." The next day, Vanessa came without warning. Same black t-shirt. Same tired eyes. Same beauty that was hard to love without pain. She didn't explain why she had been away. Kelvin didn't ask. He just looked at her and said, "I've missed you. I don't know what happened, but I'll make it up to you. Whatever you're going through, let me at least try." And he did try. That weekend, he took her shopping again. Not just for clothes, but for peace. He let her choose whatever she wanted. No questions. No hesitation. She laughed again, real, loud laughter. That was all he wanted. After shopping, he said, "Tonight is for you. No distractions." They drove to a quiet luxury hotel on the island. He had already booked a room. Candles. Scented sheets. Her favorite wine by the window. She looked at him as they entered. "I didn't expect this," she whispered. "I know," Kelvin replied. "But you deserve to be remembered like this." That night, they reconnected, physically and emotionally. They talked. They played soft music. She rested her head on his chest and whispered, "You don't talk much, but you love deeply." He kissed her forehead. "I told you. I don't waste time on things I'm sure about." They gave into the moment. No tension. No walls. Just skin, truth, and two hearts pretending they had nothing to hide. The next morning, sunlight came through the curtains. Vanessa woke first. She looked at him while he slept. She smiled, kissed his cheek, and whispered, "You're a good man, Kelvin." prayed a word. He woke and looked at her. She kissed him again, soft, slow, grateful. They made love again, slower this time, like a goodbye they didn't want to admit. Before leaving for work, Kelvin buttoned his shirt, picked up his briefcase, and leaned in. "I'll be back this evening. Just rest. Today is for you." She smiled. It could buy comfort, but it couldn't buy the truth. Vanessa's phone had become a battlefield. Her husband's calls came in like bullets, foreign number, odd hours, relentless. She never picked. Sometimes she let the screen glow in the dark, watched it buzz and vibrate until the silence returned. Then one night, she ended the war. Blocked. No warning. No explanation. Just nothing. "He hasn't asked how I'm managing to sleep alone on the bed," she whispered to herself, heart pounding in the quiet. "So why should I keep pretending I'm okay?" But silence has a way of echoing. Her husband noticed. When the calls failed, he dialed someone else, Beauty. Beauty froze when his name lit her screen. She hesitated, then swiped. "Good evening, sir." "Beauty." His voice was tight with worry. "Is Vanessa okay?" Her line hasn't been going through. Her stomach flipped. She hesitated, then lied smoothly, too smoothly. "She's been busy. Night shift. Emergencies at the hospital. Too busy to text." She swallowed. "Sometimes. You know how stressful it can be." He exhaled heavily. "All right. Please, just tell her I'm worried." "I will." But after the call, Beauty sat frozen, guilt coiling around her like a snake. She had just protected her sister, but at what cost? That night, Vanessa came home humming, shopping bags dangling from her arms, the perfume of freedom clinging to her. Beauty was waiting. "Your husband called me," she said flatly. Vanessa paused mid-step. "Oh, yeah. You blocked him." Silence. "I lied for you, Vanessa," Beauty snapped, eyes glistening. "Do you know what that means? I stood between truth and trust for you." Vanessa dropped the bags, her facade cracking. "You think this is easy for me?" Beauty's voice cut like glass. "Then leave him. But don't cheat emotionally and act like a victim." Vanessa's mask shattered. Her voice trembled. "I was lonely, Beauty. Do you hear me? I was drowning in that marriage. Empty calls. Empty words. No warmth, no touch, just routines. I couldn't take it anymore." Spilling. "Kelvin made me feel alive again. Not perfect, just seen." Beauty's face softened but her words stayed sharp. "So you traded honesty for escape. You fell in love with a lie instead of facing the truth." Vanessa wiped her tears with shaking hands. "I didn't plan this. It just happened. And now it's too far gone." Meanwhile, Kelvin had noticed too. The way she dodged questions. The flicker in her eyes whenever her family came up. The cracks in her laughter. But he was in too deep. So he planned. A rooftop restaurant in Lagos, the skyline blazing with city lights. Vanessa in a flowing red dress, stunning, almost unreal. Kelvin's palms were damp, but his voice was steady. He pulled a small velvet box from her. Breath hitched. "Vanessa," he began, eyes locked on hers. "I don't know your whole past. But I know this, you've given me more joy than I felt in years. I want to build with you. Marry me." The room went still. Her lips trembled. Then, slowly, She shook her head. I can't. Kelvin's world tilted. Why not? Because there are parts of me you don't know. Parts that would destroy this. I've buried them because I'm terrified of losing you. Vanessa, I don't need perfect, he pleaded. I just need the truth. Her tears spilled, glittering in the candlelight. Then you'd hate me for what I haven't told you. He stood, voice breaking. You led me here. You let me believe. It wasn't nothing, she snapped, raw, desperate. I felt every second of it. Then why lie? His chest rose and fell with fury and hurt. Why hold me close while hiding so much? Because I'm selfish, she screamed, voice shattering the restaurant's calm. Heads turned. Fox froze midair. Because I needed to feel someone could love me again. The silence that followed was brutal. Kelvin's jaw clenched as he steadied himself. I would have loved you with the truth. Now I don't even know what's real. And with that, he walked out, leaving her broken, tears streaking her red dress, the city lights blurring outside the glass. That night, Vanessa came home like a ghost. Beauty didn't ask. Vanessa didn't explain. Two sisters. One secret. And a truth so heavy, it threatened to tear them both apart. Vanessa woke slowly, the dim morning light barely reaching her eyes. But she wasn't alone. Her sister, Beauty, stood by the bedside, arms folded, her gaze sharp and heavy. There was a storm in her silence, a quiet fury that made Vanessa's chest tighten. Finally, Beauty spoke, her calm voice slicing through the air. If you lost your husband because of nothing more than temporary intimacy. Vanessa turned her face away, the words sinking deep. She had no answer, only shame. Loving haunted every thought, every heartbeat. When her shift ended, she went to him. Each step toward his apartment was heavy, but unstoppable. When he opened the door, his eyes held the hurt she had caused. Her voice trembled as she tried to speak, beginning with an apology. But the words faltered, drowned by tears, and soon they were lost in the fire that had always consumed them. They gave in once more, unable to resist each other. The next morning, silence hung thick between them. Vanessa sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the floor, her heart pounding. Finally, she spoke, her voice shaking. Kelvin, I'm married. Instantly, his expression changed. He stepped back, left her standing there. For a moment, he said nothing, just stared at the floor, the weight of disappointment and hurt in his eyes. Then, he lifted his gaze, voice quiet but firm. What do you want me to do now? Vanessa's lips quivered, caught between fear and truth. There's a way out, she said.
Married. I'm his wife. I have a child for him. And it didn't end in a fight. No loud shouting. Room. Not because of how short the relationship was, but it left my heart shattered. This is a story of a young lady who tried to find love again after a terrible heartbreak. And she said, at the point I entered this relationship, I was heartbroken. I was very much heartbroken. And this relationship, a friend of mine directed me to this guy. I told my friend, in fact, I'm so much in pain right now. How do you expect me to enter another relationship? She told me, this guy is a trusted friend. This is the guy I would have married, but because I'm engaged, because I like you as my sister, that's why I want to introduce you to this guy. I said, no problem. We exchanged contacts, we started talking. The first day we scheduled our dates, this guy gets me outside. And after I came up with a lot of excuses. Excuses that I found it difficult to understand. But in my mind, I knew all were lies. And that's how I went back home. I told the guy that this is a red flag. Why did he give me a lot of excuses? And he started apologizing and later admitted that it was a lie. So he apologized and made up to me. We started studying each other, our likes, and so at a point I told him I want to relocate. He felt sad. I stood on my decision. I relocated. So we're still talking, we're still discussing, still making calls, still messaging. He told me that he was sacked from work because he didn't go to work on a particular day. I said, okay, what do you want to do now? Do you want to look for another job? I said, no. The brother was there. I used to talk to the brother. So I was just waiting. And this relationship, a friend of mine directed me to this guy. I told my friend, I've not healed. In fact, I'm so much in pain right now. How do you expect me to enter another relationship? She told me, this guy is a trusted friend. This is the guy I would have married, but because I'm engaged, because I like you as my sister, that's why I want to introduce you to this guy. I said, no problem. We exchanged contacts, we started talking. The first day we scheduled our dates, this guy gets me outside. And after I came up with a lot of excuses. Excuses that I found it difficult to understand. But in my mind, I knew all were lies. And that's how I went back home. I told the girl that connected me to this guy that this is a red flag. Why did he give me a lot of excuses? And he started apologizing and later admitted that it was a lie. So he apologized and made up to me. We started studying each other, our likes and dislikes. So at the point, I told him I want to relocate. He felt sad. I stood on my decision. I relocated. So we're still talking, we're still discussing, still making calls, still messaging. So at the point, he told me that he was sacked from work because he didn't go to work on a particular day. I said, okay, what do you want to do now? Do you want to look for another job? He said, no, that the brother died. And before this time, he introduced me to someone. And he told me that's his blood brother. And the guy confirmed that is his brother. So to some extent, I did not really want to do a lot of background checks because it was from someone I trusted and the brother was there. I used to talk to the brother. So I was just waiting for the day I will go to his states and see his state people. So after he traveled, I realized that we were not talking as usual. Sometimes I will call him, he will not pick up my call. And the next time he will call me, he'll make sure he will call me up to 3 missed calls. And then when I tried to return back his call, he hardly picks my calls. I started questioning myself. What is the problem? Is he saved? Why the sudden change in the pattern of calling and talking to each other? I kept pondering on this. On one fateful day, I was at work when a woman called me. She told me, I know you don't know that this guy is married. I'm his wife. I have a child for him. I didn't give her any positive answer. So I ended the call. I was just thinking, is it a movie? Is it real life? Is it true that he's married? Is it true he has a child? I went past the person that connected me to him. I asked her, this person is married. Are you aware that he's married? She said she's not aware. She went back and made some research. She sent me some pictures of this guy and his wife and the child. Up to like 3 pictures. And the wife too sent me some pictures too. I felt a bit down. Why? Because I was not really into the relationship. The relationship was not up to 2 months. I felt a bit down and I was so disappointed in myself. I was disappointed that I didn't see it coming. I was disappointed that I didn't give my time that space to heal. I was disappointed that I did not do some background checks. I was very, very disappointed in myself. I asked myself a lot of questions. In fact, what happened made me to question God. But that was not the end of life. So I told my friend this is what happened to me. She didn't believe me. She told me the relationship was not problematic. It was not draining. Then what happened? I told her everything that happened. She comforted me. So I put my pen in God. I drew closer to Him. Actually, I was not really heartbroken, but I was really, really disappointed in myself because I didn't do a background check. I didn't pray. I didn't pray much about the relationship. I was just thinking this is a perfect relationship for me. Sometimes your emotions may deceive you, and that's what happened to me. My emotions deceived me a lot. And the fact that I was trying to heal, I put my pen in God, started learning new things, started reading. I put up myself again so that it will not affect my job. And in the space of two months, I was able to recover myself. I stayed again for extra 5 months. And I did not care about the number of months I stayed. I had in mind that I would stay till I find the perfect person for my life. Thanks for listening. See you next time. Bye. Welcome to Heart and Health with AK, where we discuss real love, real life, and real healing. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Have you seen those set of guys that they enjoy talking to you, chatting you, having late night calls, asking you how is your day going, how are you, every day, good morning, good afternoon, good night, sleep well, have a good night rest, stuff like that. Let me tell you, baby girl, 4 days is a no for a responsible man that's interested in you to plan a date with you. And if you come to see all these traits from someone that is always coming to your DM to message you, there are some things you should have in mind. Number one, their relationship is complicated and they're looking for someone that will fill in that gap so that they will always feel happy. Anytime they feel sad from their partner, they will come and derive happiness from you. Secondly, they are keeping you as backup. In case it shatters, they will not see you as someone they will now decide to date because they just want to keep you hooked and see how they can mend the other relationship. In case the relationship does not want to improve, they'll now see you as a backup plan. And in case that relationship now goes on perfectly, they'll now dump you. You just be a kind of a person that is supplying them the emotional needs. Totally, they don't want committed relationships. Some of these people, they will just want to be talking to you. They just want to have that connection. They just want to feel like a human being. As you know, as per se, some people they just enjoy talking to the opposite gender. They will be keeping in that situation that this person is interested in me, or this person might want to date me, whereas they want nothing from you. Some of these men are emotionally unavailable. They just enjoy talking to you, texting you good morning, good afternoon, good night. Have you eaten? Did you take care of it? From now till tomorrow, you'll always be fine. They just enjoy doing that. Most times, not in all cases, when you have issues, they'll tell you, sort it out yourself. They are not ready to stay. They are not ready to be committed. They just want to be talking to you to while away time. This set of men, they're emotionally unavailable. They might be chasing another woman out there. Just keep you as someone they can be talking to because they just enjoy texting. Enjoy talking to you, asking you some random questions. Next, some of these men they are still exploring more options. They want more options they can choose. So they will keep sister A, sister B, sister C, sister D, and they'll start comparing. This one is good in cooking, this one is good in this one is good in that. And they want to know from all these their experiments, not the one that they're going to pick. A confused man may end up marrying you. He may still end up not marrying you. So if you like my channel, please click on the subscription button, like, follow for more. I love you. It's 1:23 a.m. My phone lights up. She has been waiting to hear from him. It's 5,000 miles away from her. Different country, different time zone, but same love. She answers, groggy. Hey babe, I didn't want the day to end without hearing from you. They talk, they laugh, they discuss about your day, your wins, your little frustrations. He tells her a silly story. She laughs, not because he's funny, but she needed to see him laugh. Then he tells her, I sent you something. Check your mail. She opens her mail. Flight tickets. It's coming in 3 weeks. She bursts into tears. That's how long distance relationship is. It's not about being perfect. It's about keeping the connection, keeping the spark going. Welcome to Heart and Health with AK, where we discuss real love, real life, and real healing. So today I'm speaking on those things that you should do to maintain a long distance relationship. For people that are in a long distance relationship, and number one is communication. Communication is very vital in a relationship, both long distance and short distance relationship. It is important that you communicate from time to time, from day to day, both texting, audio or video call, or video calls, and secondly, virtual dates. Somebody might want to ask, what's virtual dates? Virtual dates is a state whereby your partner that is staying in a far distance organize some meals of his choice, and then you also organize some meals of your choice, and then you guys can make a video call, eat together, practice together, and it will look real, or let me say physical, like those people that go on a date, like physical dates. Yes, set shared goals together, and watch each other accomplish it. Then you can also be doing gifting. When I talk about gifting, it's not necessarily that you must give them physical gifts all the time. You can also write a short note to them, telling them how much you appreciate them in your life, how important they are to you. Just make them feel that, oh, they have somebody. Give them physical gifts too, and other gifts that you think that your partner likes it, or what you think your partner will like it. You do it for them. It makes them feel loved. It makes the distance look short, because they'll be like, oh, even when I'm in a far distance, my partner can still appreciate me and do all these things for me. It is very important. Be emotionally open. If you miss them, tell them that you miss them. Don't allow them to start thinking, oh, is this person missing me? For a very long time now, he or she has not verbalized that he or she is missing me. So if you always miss them, tell them that you're missing them. Whatever is bothering you, let them know. Be emotionally open. Then lastly, very important, have a future plan. Have a future discussion with your partner. Let your partner know what is his future plan, what's a future plan, so that you'll not just be in a relationship and then he or she will have someone over there that is servicing him. Serious and important you should look into. Discuss with them about the future. Paint a scenario. Watch their reactions. It is very important. Thanks for watching. Looking forward to see you next time. I love you. So I was a nice man, a very young man. So he was good, he was faithful to his girlfriend. Okay. I mean, the interest of the girlfriend was his own interest. Everything he does, everything he's doing, would like to get consent from the girl. Like, that's very sweet. Oh, like it was like two people cooperating together. They were just cooperating in everything they were doing. And the relationship was actually okay. People outside were envying the relationship. People were like, oh, I wish my relationship could be like this. I wish it could be like this. As time goes on, another man started catching eye on his girlfriend. And this other man has more money than. And that's why most of the guys feel. They always, They always that's one thing. If somebody else with Rolls Royce come and start checking my girlfriend, if somebody else with G-Wagon, that's always their fear. Almost guys feel. On the part of man, so he was thinking he was doing well, because I mean, in a month, I used to send the girl like up to 200,000 for upkeep and other expenses too. So he was thinking he was doing well, not knowing that there are other people that can do more than financially more than him. I mean, he was good in every area. He was faithful. There's some people that will still give you money, but not faithful. They're not faithful to you. So the girl was not contented at all. Mm-hmm. So because my boyfriend, the money that the guy is giving her is triple more than what what Masra used to give her. So even if they're going out like outing, the guy will spend a lot on her. Even told her, he used to tell her, bring your girlfriends, let's dine together, things like that. So the love on the part of the girl started reducing for Masra. Masra on this side, he was not teasing, but because he was deeply in love. And he always tried, baby, what is happening? So we said, that's no problem. I can solve it myself. Like, it was going down. Unknowingly to Maxwell that the girl was planning marriage with this other guy. And they were still dating. That's very bad. It's not down. I'm telling you, it's not down on him. The day the girl sent him invitation for marriage. Wait, the babe sent back the invitation for marriage. I'm telling you, we are in a relationship. We are in a relationship. And the son said, "Hello, this is my invitation card. Can you open? You are cordially invited to our marriage ceremony." Girls. I mean, that was a terrible heartbreak for Maxwell. For like a whole month, you cannot get over it. Like someone that you're in a relationship with sending you an invitation for marriage. How? Oh God, this was a terrible experience for him. And then for that 1 month, he was just in pain. Then out of
Maxwell decided to venture into another relationship without proper healing. The new girlfriend could not cope with his unchanged character. She decided to break up with him.
They looked perfect together, always smiling, always holding hands. But behind those Instagram pictures, there were struggles, pain, and silence. Not because they stopped loving each other, but because they failed to discuss something important. When people hear about relationships, the next thing that comes into their mind is love, emotional connection, chemistry, trust, and so on. They neglect the important parts of the relationship. I know it is not romantic to talk about finance, but it is a necessity. Welcome to Heart and Okay, where we discuss real love, real life, and real healing. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do well to do so. Thank you. Let's dive into the business of today, finance and finance management in relationship and marriage. Yes, love is sweet, emotional, and beautiful, but it needs a structure to survive on, and money is part of the structure. When there is an imbalance of finance in the relationship, it causes fear, frustration, distance, and sometimes pain. You might still love the person, but the weight of unpaid rent, unmet expectations, and needs makes the love heavy. Here again, the future. One of the most beautiful things is couples planning future together. But guess what? The future demands money. You want to buy a land or to start up a family? You all needs money. It is important for partners to talk about money in a relationship. It is good for them to plan ahead and set goals together. This makes them look like a team. It is not a situation where the other partner is planning for tomorrow while the other is spending for today. It can cause conflicts, and conflicts reduces connection in a relationship. In a relationship, such as marriage and long-term committed relationship, it is important to know how to manage finance. How you manage finance can either build unity or trigger division. Sometimes people leave relationship not because of love, but because of a lack of financial wisdom and management. How to manage finance as couples starts with open conversations. How much do you earn? Do you like spending or savings? Are you in debt? Do you like joint accounts or separate accounts? All this will help you to avoid surprises and also promotes financial transparency. Next, set shared financial goals. What goals are you working together? Buying a land, building a house, raising kids, traveling, any goals you have together, work towards it together. This promotes teamwork. Create a joint budget together. Sit down monthly or weekly and create a realistic budget on personal allowances, household expenditure, gifting and tithing, traveling expenses, and other expenses. Create this budget together and set a limit on your expenses. Next, avoid financial secrets, either hidden debts, hidden bank accounts, or silent spending. Avoid dishonesty, it leads to distrust. True partnership shares problems together. In case you're at fault, admit to it. Next, learn and grow together financially. Don't just rely on your knowledge, your instincts, and your upbringing. Read financial books, watch videos, follow financial experts, take financial advice. Growing your knowledge on finance together as a couple increases your confidence and makes you smarter in finance management. Lastly, respect your partner's financial personality. Your partner may like spending too much. Don't shame your partner. Instead, both of you should create a budget. And in between the budget, you should add fund money and also create a limitation so that he or she will not spend more than the limitation. If you like my video, follow for more, share my video to other people. Thanks. See you in my next video. I love you. Do you know that there are so many dangers that comes when you are being desperate to be in a relationship? My name is Akamfon. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. There are so many dangers that comes when you are being desperate to be in a relationship. And it ranges from emotional, to psychological, to physical dangers. And number one is settling for less. Desperate people oftentimes reduces their standard in order to be in a relationship. They neglect attitudes such as dishonesty, deceit, unfaithfulness, and other hard characters in order to continue to be in the relationship. And when this happens, it can cause them a long-term regret and unhappiness in the relationship. Secondly, is emotional dependence. This is a state whereby your sense of happiness, self-worth, and emotional stability is completely dependent on your partner. And when this happens, it can lead to emotional abuse or manipulation. People who are desperate attract wrong people, narcissists, people with controlling character, liars, and cheaters. They ignore all these red flags because they are desperate and they really, really want to stay in the relationship. Next is fear and anxiety. They are much more afraid of breakup. What if he's not happy with me? What if he has another woman outside? And this can make you to start developing insecurity. You start seeing another woman around your man. Start thinking, oh, she wants to steal my man away from me. You start seeing another man around your woman. Start thinking, oh, he wants to steal my woman away from me. And this can lead to lack of trust because at that point you will not start trusting them because you are very much insecure due to desperation. This is wrong timing. There is an adage that says, don't awaken love when it is not yet time. A lot of young people and underage tend to venture into love, maybe because of what the society shows them or what social media shows them, without them knowing that there is another dark part of love. And they'll end up having series of heartbreaks, which can lead them to a long-term emotional trauma. Next is physical and emotional abuse. Most people that are desperate are always physically and emotionally abused because they always see the signs and neglect it. Next, if you're a kind of person that is always keen on having someone, on being in a relationship, you will always neglect your career growth, your personal growth, and your general well being. Next, desperation kills spiritual growth. Instead of you to be desperate for God, you are desperate for a human being. Human being will not give you everything that God will give you. But if you are desperate for God, God will give you everything that you want. Finally, people that are desperate always enter into the hand of wicked people. You see, you have heard all the stories that are going on. People going on a date and something happened. People are dating before you know they use them for a ritual. Ritualists, they always use all these people. So it is better you calm down, you pray very well, you have a good talking stage, you study the person very well before venturing into a relationship. And mind you, my own deal breaker will not be your own deal breaker. How to overcome desperation, self-love, do positive things that makes you valuable and confident without needing anyone's approval. Create a life outside your relationship. Maintain your good friends, hobbies, things that make you happy, your career, Improve yourself. Set your emotional boundaries. Know when your emotion stops and where it begins. Therapy and journaling. You can choose to go for a therapy because there are some trauma that arise from childhood, abandonment, and low self-esteem. And journaling can help improve your life again. See you next time.
Vanessa woke slowly, the dim morning light barely reaching her eyes. But she wasn't alone. Her sister, Beauty, stood by the bedside, arms folded, her gaze sharp and heavy. There was a storm in her silence, a quiet fury that made Vanessa's chest tighten. Finally, Beauty spoke, her calm voice slicing through the air. If you lost your husband because of nothing more than temporary intimacy. Vanessa turned her face away, the words sinking deep. She had no answer, only shame.
Oh, but this one has harm.